Welcome aboard, everyone. This is your captain speaking. Welcome to the Ketch 64. I am your captain, Sumi, or Captain Grizzly.
And I am your Captain Chloe, or the CC Nerd.
Welcome aboard, everyone! Today's waters are pretty calm, but we're going to take a very speedy trip.
Aw, yeah. Talking about Sonic today, y'all.
Yes indeed.
We gotta go fast, bruh. Gotta go fast.
Yes, we are going fast in the blue waters, which he ironically hates.
I know, that's the funniest thing, is that we're Ketch 64. We're a podcast whose theme is we're on a boat, but Sonic hates water.
It's okay, he has a life raft, he's fine.
You need a vest?
Yes, a life vest. He wears them in the Olympic Games.
You're doing great, sweetie. You know what's funny? When I was younger and I started playing Sonic games, specifically Sonic and Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, I always loved the pool ones, even though my arms were like numb by the end.
Yeah, that's such a mood.
I didn't know why Sonic wore a raft, and I was like, yo, why is this idiot wearing a raft? What's wrong with him? Can't he just, be Dash from The Incredibles and run on water? And then I found out he can't swim, and I was like, loser.
It's so funny to see him do those, the synchronized swimming, and, just seeing him just with his life vest while everybody else is actually swimming.
Right. He's like, they're like, yeah, we're putting in work, buddy. What are you doing? And he's like, synchronizing fast. All right. Why don't we just get into it? Discuss. Why don't we talk about where we stand in terms of the Sonic fandom, or like where we know about Sonic?
Yeah.
Just briefly.
Yeah.
Why don't you go first?
Oh, okay. So when I was younger, when I was around 12, I got into Sonic. I don't remember when that happened, when that exact time frame happened. I think it was because of the Olympic Games, so I got intrigued in the in the series as a whole, and I used to watch a lot of the Sonic shorts, which we'll get into a bit. I watched quite a few fandoms of comedic stuff with Sonic, and I also got intrigued in the cutscenes of certain Sonic games, especially the more modern ones, so Sonic 06, Sonic Unleashed, and Sonic Colors, which is, I think, the only Sonic game that I have officially.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have any other Sonic. Wait, no, that's a damn lie. The first one that I got was the DS game. I forgot the name.
Sonic Rush?
No, it wasn't Sonic Rush. It was more of an RPG style Sonic game, and it introduced another echidna.
Oh my god! I know that one. I had the same one. Wait. I think it's I think it was Sonic, not. Oh god.
Sonic Chronicles?
Yeah, Sonic Chronicles: The Dark Brotherhood.
Yes, I never finished it, but I had that game
same.
when I was a kid. That was the first Sonic game I got, and Colors was the second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that game got a 3.3 out of 5 on GameStop rating, so.
Colors or Chronicles?
Chronicles. You know what? Shade the Echidna was a baddie, though.
She was! What the hell? I gotta see if I have, if I could find that game in the depths of my home, because I would like to play it.
Yeah, no, she was super cool. When I found out she was a girl, my third eye opened.
Yes, that's badass. What a badass.
Because I mean, besides, is it Teakil or Teakle? Because
I think it was Tiki.
No, it's not. No, is it? Hang on.
Wasn't it Tiki? I thought her.
No, I think it was Tikal or something like that.
Tikal, yeah, it was her. That was her name.
Yeah, she was like the only female echidna that I knew of at the time.
Yeah.
And then when I met Shade, I was like, yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So sorry, I interrupted you. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. But yeah, that was like the first kind of like introduction to Sonic that I have. That I had. I also was super into Sonic Song 182. Like, they're a channel consisting of two sisters, but it's mainly run by like she's under the alias of Nuts. So like she kind of uses Knuckles as her mascot, and she's like the overseer of like everything. And their main content is Ask the Sonic Heroes, in which she like draws the Sonic characters and a bunch of fan dubbers, including herself and her sister. They voice the Sonic characters and they ask questions that are given to by the audience. They also have like all of them have like Sonic plushies, so sometimes they like use them as kind of like puppets in a way. They had a baking series for with the Sonic characters, and not only that, they had one of the most iconic things ever. They used to do musicals based off of like already like I don't know how to put the words together, but like already serialized like musicals. So instead of like say Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, we had Shadow the Red-Nosed Hedgehog.
Bars.
It was so cute. And all of
I think I remember that briefly.
Yeah, they had that. They also did the Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yes.
They also did did a Christmas Carol. So like Eggman pretty much is the role of Scrooge. Yeah, it was super cute, and not only that, they still are going with with that kind of like content. It's mainly Ash the Sonic Heroes, but it's really cute and really wholesome.
Aw, oh, I stand.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I remember that kind of,
Mhm.
but not too much.
Yeah, that's totally valid. That's completely valid.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you one thing's for certain, sis. Sonic, yes, all day, every day. That's honestly what got me into drawing was Sonic the Hedgehog. I like where do I start? Well, okay, I got into Sonic when I was like I had just moved to where I'm living now. My next door neighbor at the time, when we used to hang out more, he used to have a plethora of Sonic games. And so, like, he threw up Sonic 06, I think, onto his TV, and I'd watch him play it. And of course, I'd be shook because, I mean, I didn't know what crap video games were when I was younger. I just thought it looked cool. But I instantly was hooked, and ever since then, I've been a fan. Like, I think in recent years I haven't been as much of a fan. Like, it was definitely something for me in like middle school and like elementary school, but I tend to, you know, dip my toe into the fandom every once in a while. I mean, it's where my first ever OCs happened.
Ooh, yes.
Oh boy.
You gotta spread your creative juices somehow. You gotta start early with that.
I know. My first Sonic OCs, or OC, original character, quote unquote, was her name was Megan XLR8, Accelerate, but I spelt it like the character, let's see, the character Accelerate from Ben 10. So I was like, I'm gonna be clever, guys, and do this. And it was myself and this other kid in my class, and another one of my friends that we had our own trio of characters, and my character was Princess the Moon.
Ooh.
So, but in terms of Sonic games that I've owned, Sonic Generations, Sonic Mario, and Sonic the Olympic Games.
Which one?
I had,
Which Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games?
The first one.
Oh, the Beijing?
Yeah.
Oh shit! The first one that I got, I got the Winter Olympics first for the DS.
Oh.
And then the first Olympic one I got was for London. Yeah, London's cool.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. I just had to ask.
No, you're good. You're good.
Because I was curious.
It's okay. Yeah, the one from Beijing was my first one, and then I also had Sonic Rush and Sonic Chronicles, the Brotherhood. It was a lot of my Sonic experience was my friend playing and me watching from a distance, like, oh my god,
Oh wow.
that's a sweetie hedgehog. And I think, despite the fact that Sonic 06 is like the worst Sonic game, it introduced me to my favorite characters, that being Blaze and Silver. Period. Well, Knuckles is as of right now, Knuckles is number one, my favorite character, and then Silver, and then Blaze.
Yeah.
So, also because he's now played by Travis Willingham, which is everything.
Yes.
And Laura Bailey played Blaze for a brief period.
I think she still does.
No, I think it's a new voice actor.
Oh really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, but either way, like, and we need somebody to play my queen.
Exactly.
So, why don't we're gonna start getting into the history of Sonic the Hedgehog, I guess, as of right now.
Just like a whole synopsis of everything if people don't know what Sonic the Hedgehog is, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. So Sonic the Hedgehog is actually just a franchise. It's focused on the adventures of said character, in which he stops a villain named Robotnik, or Dr. Eggman as he's now called. And his first game debuted June 23rd, 1991.
My birthday.
That's right. That's right. You two share a birthday. You two are both. You guys are Sonic heroes.
Yes. I never felt so proud to share a birthday with a fictional character, and an iconic fictional character at that.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, it's not. I don't think mine is as great either, because I share a birthday with Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan.
Listen,
and
Levi
those
is
of you who
iconic.
don't know, huh?
Levi is iconic.
I know, but like, I feel like if you don't know what Attack on Titan is, you'd be like, okay, who is that? I'd be like, Matt Mercer, and you'd be like, okay.
Just type in Levi kicking Aaron in the face. You'll know who he is. You'll know him by how much of a clean freak he is.
Short King.
Yes, what a short king.
Also, real quick, what Sonic character would you identify yourself as?
Oh, I genuinely don't know. A less intelligent version of Tails.
Screaming.
A less intelligent version of Tails, I guess, because I would be more of like a side character. I don't really see myself as I would be the hero, but I'll be the one on the side just going, yeah, I'm gonna support you in any way that I can, but I'm not as smart as Tails, so.
I personally don't know. I don't know which one is. I mean, maybe Tails. Let's see. I don't know, actually. I really don't know.
Yeah, because with certain Sonic characters, they all have like not necessarily like a linear personality, but
They have an archetype.
yeah, each of them have archetypes. So we could also, as like a duo thing, we could be the two robot assistants from Sonic X.
Oh my god, yeah, you're right. We could!
Like either that or just be like Orbot and Cubot from that debuted in Sonic Colors. I love those. I love those two. Yeah,
Actually, I think I know. I think I'm a little more sane version of Styx the Badger from Sonic Boom.
Ooh! Yes!
Just a slightly more. That, I was gonna say Rouge the Bat, but I'm not as seductive as her.
Mm-hmm.
But she's just super cunning and, like, charming, and that's goals.
Yeah, exactly.
But, let's get back into it.
Yes.
Sorry to get a little bit off track there. So the games were divided in two eras. You've got the classic and the modern. Classic usually was kind of like 2D. Characters were usually rounder, stout-looking, and the stories were very linear, or there really wasn't as much of a story that was as like convoluted or complicated as the modern games. You would normally defeat Eggman. I mean, you defeat Eggman in almost every single game, but how do I say this? Well, actually, you just defeat Eggman in every single game.
Yeah,
Some examples of classic Sonic games were Sonic the Hedgehog, first one. There was Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic the Hedgehog CD, Sonic Mania, which was released in the 2010s. But it still retains some of the classic style that a lot of older fans are actually big fans of. And we get to see classic Sonic in Sonic Generations, which is great.
Yeah. So the modern Sonic games are more or less like 3D platformers, so it kind of has a similarity in a way to Mario 64. The character designs are a little less stout, a little less like cute. They're still cute, but it's less rounder compared to the classic version. The characters have colors in their eyes because when you look at classic Sonic next to modern Sonic, modern Sonic has green eyes, while classic Sonic doesn't have any colors in his pupils at all.
Yeah, I think they just got more specific not specific. Oh yeah, they became more detailed when it came to their 3D modern games.
Or they just changed designers, and the more recent designer for starting from Sonic Adventure decided to revamp and renew Sonic in a way.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it was also for the older generation too.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Yeah. If the game involves multiple characters, there are different styles of gameplay. This is very evident in the Sonic Adventure series, Sonic Heroes, as well as, even though it was the best, Sonic 06.
We're Sonic Heroes!
No, you're good. Yeah. So the games are much more plot-driven compared to the classic Sonic games, which is just defeat the level, defeat the boss, aka just defeat Eggman, and that's it. There's always multiple bosses. There's different kinds of plots and stories involving Sonic and his friends trying to fight against Eggman or some higher force.
It's usually Eggman.
Yeah, it's usually Eggman, but in games like, as I said before, 06, and I would say Sonic...
Lost World?
Yeah, Sonic Lost World actually does that too, and also Sonic Unleashed, the final boss in that game.
But it's still kind of linked to Eggman.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, can I just say, Mephiles from Sonic 06 was the only Sonic antagonist in the games, I'm not sure about the comics, that successfully killed Sonic. Period.
Yeah, just straight up impaled the dude in the chest.
He was like, nah, bruh, this empty, yeet. And he just... That was horrifying when I saw it as a kid, and I saw that cutscene, I was like, oh, he's dead!
You were basically the meme of Miss Keisha.
Miss Keisha.
Oh my gosh, she did.
That's a mood. Um, but yeah, no, I like I said, Mephiles is he's one of my favorite villains actually.
He's pretty ruthless compared to Eggman. But yeah, the like examples of some modern games are Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, Sonic 06, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Colors, Sonic Generations, and most recently Sonic Lost World.
Yeah, yeah.
We could count the Sonic Boom game, but that's an entirely different segment. That's an entirely like it's not on the same coin as the canon Sonic games.
Talk about that.
Yeah, I don't think it needs to be
The Boom
discussed.
games were not that great.
They weren't. They were most certainly not.
Play Despacito. play is it Hopes and Dreams? Is that it? No, I'm thinking of that's Undertale. What's the song?
Dreams of an dreams
Thank you.
Dreams of an Absolution. I can
That too.
speak English.
Or play In His World.
I will say about those games, the games as a whole, like whether classic or modern, they have amazing soundtracks.
Oh hell yeah.
They have fantastic soundtracks. Like, especially with Generations, the way that they kind of remix both of those games when it comes to modern takes on like the classic music or classic takes on the modern music. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. Sonic Generations was a great game, period.
Yeah, I never played it, but it looks so good.
I have a game, I haven't finished it. It's the voice acting also that gets to me sometimes, because they have new voice actors. This Sonic. Oh man. Okay. So Sonic also had like several TV shows that really kickstarted in the early '90s. The first one you had was Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog in 1993, which was one of the first Sonic cartoons, but it also had Jaleel White voice Sonic, which if y'all don't know, that's Steve Urkel right there, bruh.
Yes.
And he was kind of known for going, "That's a no good," in his little Sonic Says kind of things that he used to do. What was that bit? Like, what was the whole thing? I think it was like, "Kids, there's nothing like getting a hug from someone you like." I know that. But if somebody touches you in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable, that's no good. God. So then you had Sonic Saturday Morning, which was also 1993, which introduced Mobius, the B. I said Mobius.
It was hard to like spell that. I thought it was Moebius at first,
No.
but it's Mobius.
Well, they're considered Mobians.
Yeah.
But this kind of, I think, was more world building at this point. Like, there were characters like Sally Acorn, Bunny Rabbit, Antoine Depardieu. I can't butcher that name, probably.
Probably didn't.
But can I just say Sally was like my queen, and she still is a queen.
Yeah, honestly, when I was younger, I was like curious. I didn't know that like Sonic had a love interest in any of the series. So to kind of like find that out was really interesting. But yeah, like other than that, Sally is really cool. She's very intelligent and very well grounded.
Yeah.
From what I know about her.
Yeah, she's kind of smart and she kind of knows herself better. She's also a princess.
Yes.
So, beat that, Amy Rose. Sorry, that's mean.
Amy
out here trying to get her mans, but her mans isn't interested.
You gotta get some F's in the chat for Amy Rose.
Can we get some F's in the chat? Please don't put F's in the chat.
Somebody's gonna put F's in the chat.
I swear. You know what? If it's my buddy out there, if you put F in the chat, I hate you. You know who you are.
Oof. Anyway.
We got Sonic Underground, which is in 1999. In this one, it was more musically themed. There was more musical numbers in each episode. In this one, though, Sonic has two siblings named Sonia and Manic.
It's Manic, I think.
Is it Manic? Oh,
yeah.
That's such a bad name.
Yeah, I mean, they were taken out of Sonic's name. It's kind of obvious.
I mean, Sonia, yeah, but
Manic? Manic is an interesting name. Like, but yeah, the series, in the series, they're like, he has siblings, and not only that, he is a long lost prince of a kingdom. It's kind of like an AU in a way. And
I didn't watch Sonic Underground when I was younger.
I only remember a little bit of Sonic Underground when I watched it, and I was like, wow, this is kind of cool. Wow.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, the common thing is that they did the thing that a lot of say Disney movies in the 90s did, where certain characters had speaking voices and singing voices. Now all three of those siblings were voiced by Jaleel White. So yeah. And they had different they had 3 different singing voices for that. So that's the common thing to know about Sonic Underground.
That's hilarious, though.
Yeah.
It's like, how you go from Jaleel White to, like... That's like going from, like, that's no good, and then being like, I walk a lonely road, you know? Like...
Yeah, but that's basically what happened. Every single episode had a musical segment.
I mean, that's not bad. I'd watch that now. Maybe I should.
Who know? Nah, I don't know if it would be like those shows where, like, or those films where you watch something and you thought it was good when you were younger, but then nostalgia blinds you.
Yeah.
It might be that, but who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. So up next we have go, gotta go fast. This is Sonic X, 2005. That was my childhood, bro.
Yeah, I remember seeing it on 4Kids, like a lot.
I loved that show so much. It was Sonic's first anime series, and it focused on him and his friends and enemies that were sent from an alternate universe. It was basically Sonic Adventures, honestly.
Yeah, it was.
But they added Christopher Thorndyke.
It was mostly based off of Sonic Adventure 2, from what I remember.
Why did they add Christopher Thorndyke if you already have Tails?
I don't know. I think it's... If I want to use my theory brain for a second, I think it's to kind of, like, make a character that kids can relate to. So, like, a little bit, a tiny bit of a self-insert, a little bit.
I did not relate to this rich white boy with a Latina nanny in the slightest.
Yeah, that's
Y'all
understandable.
can fight me on that.
That's understandable. Not a lot of people like Chris at all as a character.
I don't know anyone who did like Chris.
No one liked Chris, and no one liked Elise either. To kind of put it out there, I watched a top 10 list when I was a kid, which labeled the worst Sonic characters, and those 2 were the top 2 worst characters on that list.
I'm afraid to know who number 10 was. Do you remember?
I don't remember who number 10 was. I gotta find out.
If it was Cosmo, I'm fighting somebody. Because I thought Cosmo was actually the most precious thing when I was younger. And I still think so. She's such a cutie pie. She
was so cute. I felt so bad for Tails when she passed away at the end.
He's like, that was my whole girl right there. she's dead. Sonic's like, man, that sucks. It's like, yeah, buddy, my girlfriend is dead.
Man, that's rough, buddy.
Oh, shut up. You imagine? Because, spoiler alert, if anyone's actually gonna watch Sonic X, Cosmo dies um, saving Sonic and his friends. And so what happens, let me just build this scene real quick. So, they're on this ship, right? And so the bad guys are called the Metarex. They're basically the male species of the plant people that Cosmo's from, that were like, we're gonna take over the planet now. Bye. And their plan was to, like, destroy the universe. And so Cosmo and her race, I guess they have this thing where they kind of, like, bloom or something, because they have buds on their heads, and they become trees. And I think that's how they, like, reproduce or whatever. But Homegirl flies out to this giant seed, I think it is, that's supposed to destroy the universe. And she uses her tree self to, like, paralyze it, I believe. And then Tails has to shoot a cannon with Super Shadow and Sonic in it. And she's like, it's okay, Tails. And Tails is like, but you're my best friend, Cosmo. Which, girl, that's not your best friend. That's your girlfriend. Don't lie to me.
They were 8 years old, so, like...
That's true. I think it was one of those things where it's like, she's my girlfriend, and she sat with me for lunch, and I gave her my Oreos. It was probably something like that.
To be fair, though, do they age?
They
in
age
animal
very
in animal years or in human
no,
years?
Sonic would be dead. Sonic would be dead by now.
That is true. Touche. He is 15. Knuckles would be dead too.
Yeah, Knuckles would be dead. I think they all would be dead. Everybody except for
Tails. Tails wouldn't be dead.
Yeah, Tails would outlive them all.
And so would Big the cat.
Oh, that's Big.
Big would outlive them all.
Yeah, I think Big. What about Badgers? Like, Six the Badger.
I don't know how long badgers live.
Oh, and Blaze too, because she's a
Blaze
cat.
would also outlive them. I don't think Cream would.
Cream's a rabbit. She's dead.
Yeah, everybody else is dead, but except those characters.
But no, yeah. So basically, like, the scene it was Tails. Like, I had never watched the Japanese version. I only watched the dub when I was younger.
Dude, I saw scenes from the Japanese version. The part where, like, Sonic turns into Dark Sonic. That was so cool, honestly.
Was it better in the Japanese version than...
Yo, my dude, the voice actor, his voice went down a few octaves.
He said, I hope y'all don't mind if I just drop it down low.
Yeah, basically. And Eggman was like, whoa, buddy.
I remember in the dub, though, he was just like, what'd you do to Cosmo? And then the Metarex were like, oh, bruh, relax, it ain't that big of a deal. And then he's like, then he turned to Dark Sonic, and the voice actor was like, Chris is passed out. What did you do to him?
Yeah, in the Japanese version, he sounds much more sinister. Yeah, menacing and sinister. This scene is, like, if the scene didn't have music in the dub, it didn't have music in the Japanese version, like, it was quiet. It was suspense.
Alright, now I gotta watch the whole series in Japanese.
Yeah, it's, like, if you can get used to, the Japanese voice actor saying English at any point in time,
I'll survive.
yeah, it's kind of endearing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sonic X definitely was like, that also was when my little fan self was like, oh my god, Sonic is so hot. And then I was like, Shadow? Shadow.
Shadow.
Before we continue, I just want to mention too, they also had, it was also a comic series published by Archie Comics, but it was later picked up by IDW Publishing. And it was basically a plot that was centered around the Saturday morning series.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much what we have right now in terms of the comics.
Did we forgot about Sonic Boom?
Oh wow, we forgot.
We forgot about Sonic Boom.
Oh
That's like Sonic Boom is the latest iteration of the Sonic series. It's different from the mainstream games, and it's a little more meta in terms of its humor. And each of the characters are like much more like different in a way. Sonic is still cocky,
Yeah,
but
Amy's her own person.
she doesn't have a crush on Sonic, which is probably the best thing they did to her character.
No, she still does, but it's not like as obsessive of like Sonic.
Yeah, it's not like the main games. Knuckles is less serious. He's more stupid, which honestly I love.
You have a thing for stupid characters.
Yeah,
it shows.
I like big, dumb, stupid characters. I'ma just say that now. Like,
you love stupid characters and hotheads.
yeah, like, I don't know. I was very attached to hotheads when I was a kid. Now I'm just love the big dummies. If they're combined to be the big dummy and the hothead.
Oh god, that's the ultimate fusion.
Yeah.
Should Vegeta stand looking self.
Yeah, that is, if you guys know the Persona series, that's Ryuji and Kanji in a nutshell. Anyway!
But yeah, no, Sonic Boom was pretty funny. That also introduced Styx the Badger, who was like this crazy badger who like lived in a cave. I think she lived in a cave or something. And she thought the government was like gonna destroy us all. She was basically like a conspiracy theorist, and I love her.
I was just about to say that, like, she's a conspiracy theorist.
We were like, hey, what's up, you guys? Yes. But no, I say Bats the Badger. Wow. Styx was. I love her. She's a funny character, man.
Yeah.
So let's just briefly glaze over the characters, because I mean we keep mentioning them, but I don't think everyone knows whomstadoof they are exactly.
Yeah.
For those of you that know, y'all can skip this, but for those of you who don't know, so the characters are, there's a bunch of side characters too, but we're gonna like go through like the main ones really. You have Sonic, who is, you know, the titular character for the franchise. He was introduced in Sonic the Hedgehog 91, which we mentioned before, and he gets his name from the fact that Homeboy can run at top speeds, man. He's also very carefree, just kind of arrogant too, cocky, but he's one of those people where he'll like come through for you when you're in a pickle.
Yeah, and he's always there to stop Eggman any chance he gets.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Anytime, any place, anywhere.
Hell yeah. He's, God, what's that one meme where it's like, the guy's like, what is that? What is that? And it's like,
oh, I know what you're talking about.
That's him pulling up to Eggman's lair. Eggman could have just taken, like, the biggest dump. And Sonic will be like, huh, he's doing something suspicious. And that's what would happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we have Tails, which is, he's such a nerd. He's Sonic's best friend, debuted in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in 1992. But his real name is actually Miles Prower, which, if you say that a certain way, it sounds like miles per hour. Get it?
Yeah, he doesn't like his name.
I mean, I wouldn't either.
That's why people nickname him Tails, because he is not the biggest fan of his name.
I mean, I wouldn't. If my name was Miles Prower like that, okay, if there's anybody listening named Miles Prower, your name is amazing. But I'm saying, if my name was Miles Prower and I was a two-tailed fox and my best friend was like faster than Speedy Gonzalez, I would not want to be like, hey, it's Sonic and miles per hour. I'd be like, yo, shut up. Please call me Tails. I have two of them for a reason. But he's like the brains and the genius. He's like Jimmy Neutron, really. He's smart. He's intelligent. He makes planes, robots, etc. stuff, gadgets.
He can also read binary code, as said in Sonic Colors.
I forgot about that. Oh my god.
Yeah, he made a whole machine to translate what the wisps from the series were saying. So yeah.
That's another short king.
Yes. They're all really short!
They're all really short, but compared to like everybody else, I think he's the second shortest.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Cream is the first shortest.
Yeah, yeah.
Cause she baby.
She is baby.
You imagine her going to Tails and being like, she's like, Tails, I'm baby, and then Tails goes, no, Cream, we baby, or some stupid shit like that. That's I'm quoting Noel Miller.
I'm going to draw that.
Please.
I am going to draw that. I will draw that. Most certainly.
I'm just surprised my voice got up that high. I should read the Knuckles one as Cream, shouldn't I?
No.
Knuckles, Sonic's first
No.
Oh god.
That you would kill your voice if you did that.
I come to school and I sound like that. I'm just stuck sounding like that.
Like, what are you talking about? This is my natural voice. Assuming, are you okay?
No. I crave death.
Anyway.
So I just want to say real quick before we continue with the next character, Knuckles is baby. I love him and I will protect him. Period. So he's Sonic's first rival, and he was introduced in the third Sonic game, Sonic and Knuckles. And in the original version, he was more serious compared to Sonic. Also in Sonic X, he was a total hothead. Like, Vegeta, come get your mans. Bakugo, come get your mans. Like, y'all move over. Because Knuckles was livid for no reason. You breathe wrong and Knuckles would be like, what are you doing?
I would honestly say, if Shadow is Vegeta, Knuckles is Piccolo.
Ooh, true.
Knuckles is Piccolo. Like, in terms of rivals.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That is my take of the day.
Damn. But also, in the past, he had a cowboy hat. That's another thing. In one of the movies, in Sonic OVA, he had a cowboy hat.
Yeah, that was so cool. He has it in the comics too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's real cool.
That's the content I sign up for. Is my red echidna that protects the Master Emerald with a cowboy hat.
Well, hell.
You just hear Old Town Roleplay as he walks into frame. I'm gonna take my Master Emerald to the Old Town Road. I'm gonna use Chaos Control till I can't no more. Yeah, in Sonic Boom, he's, like we mentioned before, he's stupid, and definitely Chloe's type, and my type now because I love Knuckles.
Yeah, he's also a feminist.
Yes, you can't forget he is a feminist. Next we have the Peach of this franchise, Amy Rose. Everybody, give it up for Amy Rose, the first female character who debuted in Sonic the Hedgehog CD in '93. Let me hear it for Amy Rose.
Woo!
Yeah, you better work, please. She's obviously known for having a crush on Sonic. Like, it's not like cutesy, like, oh, I have a little bit of a crush. No, this girl chases Sonic, and I think the way she found out about him was through her tarot cards, which were like, yeah, you're gonna meet some mans, and you're gonna fall in love with said mans. And she just instantly fell in love with him. Yeah, she's not as obsessive anymore in Sonic Boom.
Yes.
Which, thank God.
Yeah, also with her character, in terms of, like, conceptualizing her character, the creators decided to, like, have her be the mini to Sonic's Mickey.
That makes sense.
So that's why in the classic version, she looks like Sonic with pink fur and a headband and a dress.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, makes sense, bro. Makes sense. I mean, if you look at her, you just said it really well.
Yeah.
But I think that's also why I didn't like Amy when I was younger, because she was always obsessed with Sonic, and there were times where, like, Sonic would be fighting or something, and Amy would be like, you know what? I know he's about to die right now, but like I think this is the best time for me to snuggle the crap out of this boy.
And to
And he would,
kiss his face.
and Sonic was like, "Please stop. Here's
Please,
what we're not gonna do.
please don't do this.
Here's what we're not gonna do." um. So next we have Wait, before I read this next one, Chloe, you have to say the line.
I found you, faker.
Faker? I think you're the fake hedgehog here. You're comparing yourself to me? Ha! You're not even good enough to be my fake. Shadow the Hedgehog, everybody. Shadow the Hedgehog. He's the second rival of Sonic's, who debuted in Sonic Adventure 2 in 2001. He's really dark and kind of like edgy, I guess, compared to Sonic. I mean, Sonic is very much like, I'm carefree, and Shadow is like, death, despair.
And not only that, because of his popularity, Shadow, he got a game. And his game, you can immediately tell how much edgier that game is. He wields a gun and rides a motorcycle. So if that's not enough for you, I don't know what is.
I mean, I don't know. I know my friend, when I first got into Sonic, was like, "Yo, Shadow has a gun." I'm like, "Oh, does he really?" And I was like, "Oh my god, this is mature content. I can't be here for this."
Exactly.
All right. But he's actually more of like an anti-hero. He's not really a villain, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's usually due to like he doesn't know anything about his origin or his past. Like in Shadow the Hedgehog, it's really more about him collecting memories, and like there's a cutscene of him like reminiscing?
Yeah.
Recollecting about Maria.
Yes.
It was gross. I'm never doing that again. Imagine if I get a girlfriend and her name is Maria.
I would feel bad, but not really. I'd be just like in the background. I'll just snort in the background.
I'd just be like, "Yeah, this is my girlfriend, Maria." Say it just like that too.
And then she'd be like, "Stop, just stop, stop it right now."
Exactly. Okay, so next, before we get to Silver, we gotta mention Blaze real quick because she's a legend.
Yes.
Blaze the cat is a princess who comes from a different dimension. She was debuted in Sonic Rush, and she's basically Sonic's female rival, which, I mean, Homegirl can hold her own. She's the guardian of the Soul Emeralds, which are just like just emeralds that are magical at this point. But the reason I bring her up is because we're going to be talking real quick about Silver the Hedgehog, who was introduced in Sonic 06, and she was his friend, but due to the fact that Sonic 06 kind of retconned that entire timeline, Silver and Blaze never met.
Yeah, that's like one of the sad parts about that whole game is that they never really got to meet each other. But like in other games, they kind of have a friendship, I guess. But since the main focus is, of course, Sonic, you wouldn't really get to see that, unfortunately.
Yeah. I think I don't know if it's more prevalent in the Archie comics. I hope it is.
Maybe.
Because I miss those two. Those two are so cute.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Blaze always had, like, a relationship, like a friendship with Cream the rabbit and Marine the raccoon. So,
and Amy Rose. A little bit of a friendship there.
Yeah.
But it's so cute, too, to also see, like, the Olympic game winning animations or startup animations. Especially for, like, I think the cutest one is Rouge and Blaze, because it's literally Rouge flying towards Blaze, spinning her around, and the two of them just pose.
Yeah, that's so cute.
So, but like between the two of them, Blaze is very level-headed and she's like quick thinking. Silver's a bit. How to describe Silver the Hedgehog?
He's much more like he is a very determined character. But as you can tell in his route in Sonic 06, he's a very gullible character because as soon as Mephiles is like, yeah, that hedgehog right there, that blue hedgehog, that's the Iblis trigger. You have to kill him. And
He's like, that's the Iblis trigger?
I'm gonna go get him! He's the one that ruined my future!
I gotta go get it, I gotta go get it, I gotta go get it.
Miss me with that.
Bush. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're valid.
Alright.
I think before we mention Eggman, it would also be good to mention Rouge since he does play a major part in the series. So Rouge is also kind of an anti-hero. She's much more of a femme fatale character. The main thing with her is that she wants to steal the Chaos Emeralds or any kind of treasure of her own for herself because
diamonds are a girl best friend.
Yes, she's a treasure hunter, and that's like usually her main goal in a lot of the games. But if anything, she would help out like certain characters if she needs to for her own gain. She's mostly on what a lot of the series would like to call Team Dark with Shadow as well as this robot named Omega. And for some reason in Sonic X she was like working with the FBI.
Yeah, that's like a whole side plot that I actually didn't really understand. I was like, I'm sorry, what?
But yeah, so that's Rouge's whole character. She's like more or less a femme fatale, and she's heavily sexualized, a very heavily sexualized character too. So
She has.
Yeah, she's very well endowed, but in more recent stuff, like in like the recent like Sonic short for like Sonic, I think it's All-Star Racing. I'm not sure if it's a new Sonic racing game. She's less endowed, but it's not a bad change. But yeah.
So let's So Rouge the Bat, she is an anti-hero. She kind of just does whatever she wants.
Yeah, that's a good example of like chaotic neutral.
Oh hell yeah, she's so chaotic neutral. When I think about it.
Yeah, she just does certain things for her own personal gain. If like the world's ending, she might do something to help, but she is mostly about herself.
She will not care. She'll be like, yo, the world's ending, I don't care. Kay's has a sale for 99% off on all diamonds. I'll see y'all later.
No, she'd be like, I'm getting the diamonds first, then I'll help you guys.
Cream's just like Rouge, we need your help. No, girl, I don't care. I'll see y'all later.
But yeah, that's her entire character in a nutshell.
Oh god, Rouge is a cool character though. I like her.
Same.
And so now we have Dr. Eggman / Robotnik, who's the main antagonist of the Sonic franchise, and he was also debuted in the first Sonic game. But he's usually very comedic, and he can be ruthless, like Sonic Unleashed, and
I would say,
I guess
Sonic what?
Sonic 06, I guess.
Not as much because he ends up helping them out. I would say Generation since he wants to screw with the timeline, as well as Colors. He's not as bad. He's not as bad in Colors.
That's true.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's usually very, like we said, he's comedic, but he can occasionally be like, I'm putting my foot down and
do something incredible, like as Sumi said before, in Sonic Unleashed, he splits the entire Earth and releases an evil known as Dark Gaia.
He's like, hope y'all don't mind if I just drop this real quick. And he also turns Sonic into like a werehog.
Yeah, so just a werewolf, but not really a werewolf.
A werewolf that's a fuzzy hedgehog.
Yes.
So that's fun. That is fun. should we mention the Sonic film?
Well,
Because
another.
we're like 50 minutes in this.
Oh, we are. It says
Oh,
39. I think it says 39 minutes for me, but I think it is 50 minutes. I don't know.
I've been timing this the entire time.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I think a quick mention of that, and also like a quick mention of like the cameos that he's been in. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
the progressive commercial?
yes, the progressive commercial! That was a cute commercial, though, I will say.
It was! I loved it!
Yeah.
I wish.
Yeah. He also made an appearance in both of the Wreck-It Ralph films, and he was voiced by his current voice actor in both of those films.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was. I didn't see Ralph Breaks the Internet, but I did see the first Wreck-It Ralph, and he basically is like Sonic says.
He's just TSA, Sonic TSA.
And then finally he there was a special episode dedicated to him on OKKO.
Oh yeah, I had to watch that.
I did not watch that, but it looks really cute, and it looks nice. But yeah, like just to kind of mention like how much of like a popular character he is, and how like the cameos that he kind of makes in different sources of media.
Yeah.
But a quick mention to the Sonic film. Yeah, the Sonic film is it's a live action film in which Sonic is CGI, of course, and it's about him in an alternate universe, and he has to, of course, stop Dr. Eggman, played by Jim Carrey.
Meow.
So yeah, it's kind of like similar to the stories of like this anthropomorphic animal like has come from another dimension and has to live with this human. It's kind of like not okay. I can't even compare it to Detective Pikachu because it's a world where Pokemon exist. So I can't
dare compare it to Detective Pikachu.
I mean, they're both based off of video games. It's just that one does it better than the other.
True.
But the main controversy behind the Sonic the Hedgehog movie is just how Sonic looks. He doesn't look good. He doesn't look good at all.
He just looks disgusting.
He looks weird. Weirder than normal, and it was to the point that the director stated that they're going to reanimate and redesign Sonic, and that caused the film to be pushed from its November 2019 release to February 2020. Yeah, my heart goes out to all of the the art directors, the animators, the renderers. My heart goes out to them because Sonic is the main character in this film, and they had to redo the entirety of that film.
The entire thing over again because of backlash.
Yeah, I felt so bad.
I'll never forget when the trailer dropped, and it was my final day of animation class, and we were reviewing our films, right? And so I think mine was either before or after. I don't really remember, but a kid in our class, he stood up and he was like, "Guys, the Sonic trailer just dropped," and we all looked at our teacher. We're like, "Can we please watch it?" And so a mutual friend between me and Chloe were sitting together, and we're just like, "Let's get it!" Like we were excited, and the horror that trickled throughout the entire room. Even our teacher kind of like had this grin on her face, where she was like, "I don't know about that one, Chief." Hold on, wait, I'm getting a call.
Okay.
Oh, hello? Chief? Okay. Oh, okay, thanks. Sorry. I just got off the phone with Chief.
Yo,
You know what he said?
what did Chief say, bro?
He said this wasn't it.
Oh, man.
Chief reminded me for the 1,000th time that this wasn't it.
Yeah,
it was
really
so bad.
I mean, anything bad, anything good, it spawns memes. And trust and believe, there are memes of that, of Sonic himself, and also the fact that they use Gangsta's Paradise in the trailer.
Nope.
But, yeah, that's like a quick dive into what is going on.
Sorry.
And anyway, let us. We're going to move on.
So we're gonna quickly dip our toes. We've been doing a lot. We just kind of went over the history. I think we'll bring up just a little bit of a Sonic drama, Sonic fandom drama. I even, I was talking to my friend, or I'll call him Digi for now. I was talking to him, and I was like, yeah, I gotta record this podcast with my friend, with Chloe, and we're gonna be talking about the Sonic fandom. And he was like, oh, well, it'd be cool if you guys interviewed somebody. And I was like, well, you can be that somebody. And he was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah. Let me ask you some questions, my guy. So, if you don't mind, Chloe, I would like to start with that.
Sure, go right ahead.
Alright, so, I actually met Digi because of our love for Sonic characters. We had our own Sonic OCs who dated, had a kid, whatever, all that fun jazz. And to this day, we still kind of talk about it every once in a while. And for me, I think he's the most diehard Sonic fan that I've ever met. I mean, I knew a kid in middle school, but I wasn't really friends with him. But my friend Digi, yeah. So I had asked him, what interests you in the Sonic fandom or getting involved with the franchise, and he was like, I've been a Sonic fan essentially since birth. My childhood friend showed me his copy of Sonic Adventures for the Dreamcast roughly when we were 2 or 3, and I enjoyed watching him play the game and glitch it. Ever since I saw the first game, I wanted to actually play a Sonic game, but never got to play a real Sonic game until Sonic Heroes released. Though I got the very infamous PS2 version, I enjoyed the game and was hooked into the franchise ever since. And I mean, that's kind of just adorable in my opinion.
Yeah, that's really cute.
I'm like, oh, that's so wholesome. Like,
but the Dreamcast though, that's old.
Yo, leave my boy alone.
I'm not saying that in a bad way, but like,
are you coming for him?
No, I'm saying that the Dreamcast is like really old, and like it's really interesting to kind of like know that like how long he's been into Sonic, the Sonic series.
Yeah. So, and then I asked him if he was aware of any like drama and if it was possible for somebody to enjoy a franchise without getting involved in the fandom. And so his response was actually really cool, and I kind of agree a little bit with it. So he said, the only Sonic fandom drama that I'm aware of is the outside point of view of Sonic original characters, or OCs, and the internal writing due to the recent structure of the Sonic games and the Sonic Hedgehog movie. Personally, I don't involve myself with the fandom, at least not anymore. Sonic games were my experience, my enjoyment, and I didn't care what others thought of them. I enjoyed them. Though one cannot truly avoid the fan base of a franchise one enjoys, you can limit your interactions with them. It's your experience and your opinions, and they will conflict with another's, but they will also complement another's. Sonic was made in the 90s, he embodies the 90s, but he's also made more for kids, so it's going to build conflict between the newer, younger fans and the older original fans. Fan interactions and fan base building is important, but it's also a melting pot of opinions. If you can't accept another person that has differing opinions, then it's best to just keep your distance from the fandom like I do.
Yes, that is a perfect response to how someone feels about the Sonic fandom, because there's always extremes with it. They either just love to hate it, or they just genuinely love it, or they're just like very like, they're very old and very set in their ways. They're like the grumpy old person, but prematurely the grumpy old person. They're like in their 20s or 30s.
Like, back in my day, Sonic didn't have to press the A button to spin dash. That was natural, you know?
Back in my day, Sonic Burst didn't exist!
Back in my day, Sonic didn't have green eyes. They were black. You know, so stuff like that. And, you know, I think a lot of the discourse, besides Sonic OCs and everything, is between the modern and classic Sonic fans.
Yeah.
Because Sonic Mania, you know, catered to the classic 2D platformer that everyone was used to.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, once Sonic, the modern Sonic became more kind of like I don't want to say RPG based, but more story oriented and stuff like that, Sonic fans were like, or classic fans were like, yo, what is this? This isn't, no.
Yeah.
This isn't what I signed up for. And so you've got people who are like, you can only love the classic games or you can only love the modern games, and it's just like, why not both?
Yeah. Yeah, some people, they love both, but as Diddy said before, Sonic does embody the 90s. The first Sonic game came out in 91, so the entirety of the the first leg of the Sonic series was in the 90s, and then, like, more fans started to kind of accumulate in the 2000s. It was more popular in those time periods than it is now. It's still relevant, don't get me wrong, but not as much as before.
Yeah. So, like, when I was in the fandom, or when I was more involved, I was the fan that was, like, very, you know, like, I would come after you, and I remember, there's a thing on my DeviantArt, my old one, or, I don't remember, where I pretty much was just like, you can't even read it, like, it's so bad, and it was my distaste for Amy Rose.
Ooh, boy.
Bad, like, and folks would be like, "What the hell are you saying? Do you need some milk, sis?
Do you need to go to bed?
Who hurt you?
Who decided to just stomp on you?
Yeah, well, Amy Rose, in my opinion, when I was younger, I guess.
She beat you with your hammer, with her hammer.
But it's funny because when I was, like, younger, that wasn't my biggest concern, was whether I liked classic or modern Sonic. It was more so about shipping wars and OCs, and that's what we're going to start talking about right now. We're going to be getting into just a few examples of not, like, fandom drama, but also the weird parts of the fandom.
Yeah.
So, I think we should begin with, I think this is relatively tame. Chloe, would you like to explain, okay, Dahlia?
You say that it's tame, but it is...
It's tame.
It's tame-ish. So, Akai Dahlia, or who is now known as Cobalt Pie or Jane.
Oh, wait, sorry. Before you continue, I just want to put a disclaimer. Please don't attack and, like, witch hunt these people. You know, we're just doing this just to let you guys know, and this is research and whatnot. But please do not attack these people. They may or may not have learned their lesson, or they are just not on the internet. Period. So,
yeah, exactly.
don't.
Yeah, they still have social media, so please, like, don't come after them.
Dumb.
But anyway, Akai Dahlia, who now goes by Cobalt Pie or Jane, I will call her Jane for this. Since that is her real name. She is an artist on DeviantArt who garnered fame due to her Sonato, or Sonic X Shadow comic, which, from what I have gathered, involves Sonic getting pregnant.
I remember this comic. Oh god, I used to be such a big fan of it.
Ooh, it's in. I never really saw or read the comic, but I saw a few screenshots of it. It's interesting, to say the least. But
I I mean, Shadow's abusive and Sonic is Sonic.
He is not Sonic. He is not. He is not his own character in that space. Um, so after a while, she stopped doing the comic because she stopped shipping Sonic and Shadow together, and this led her fans that she gained to question why she wasn't doing it anymore. But then she decided eventually to do it mostly for the fans, even though she hated the ship herself.
Yeah. Like, I remember, though, she kind of didn't, she didn't even, like, I mean, not that it's necessary for you to give a reason, but she kind of just didn't explain, and everyone was like, well, are you gonna continue the comic? And she was like, no. And she'd built such a big fan base over this, and it's like, dude,
I'm gonna be honest. I think that's a common thing with her. Like, she doesn't really explain certain things that she does, like certain actions that she takes, especially if it's wrong.
Yeah.
I'll get to that more in a second. But she is more well known for her OC by the name of Jane Akai Dahlia. And she mainly looks like an older Amy Rose with red fur and longer clothes, and not even a headband in sight.
She really did look like an older version of Amy. Like, when I was younger, I didn't believe it, but then I saw, like, people do speed paints that kind of proved she kind of did.
Yeah, she, like, the ironic thing is that, like, she wasn't Amy Rose's biggest fan either, but there were times where she denied the fact that she disliked Amy Rose, but it was kind of clear, like, especially from, like, her profile, like, of Jane, the character, that, like, she considered Amy a love rival.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing. Like, okay, if you ship your character with a canon character, I don't think that's too bad. But I think it was the fact that both of the characters were very similar, in the sense that, well, for starters, they looked a lot alike. And Akai was a little bit obsessive over Sonic. She also wielded a hammer. Can't forget that.
Yeah, she used to wield a sword, and the sword was named something, but I don't remember it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she had a sword, like a very, like, like those badass characters that have like certain kinds of swords. She had that, but then eventually, for some reason, she, as Sumi said before, had a hammer.
Yep. And she was actually originally darker pink instead of red.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
If you look at some of the older pictures, and I think the reason why folks called her out was because she was literally a darker shade of pink compared to Amy. And she officially moved it to red because everyone was like, "Girl!"
She looks just like Amy.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to change. Another common thing is that with her pictures, with her drawings between Jane and Sonic, for some reason she calls Maurice. I don't know why, but you know what?
I was trying to look that up. I didn't even know.
Yeah, like, that's what also said in the profile that, like, she put Maurice and Sonic in brackets, and I'm like, why is she calling Sonic? You know what? I'm not even gonna, like, question it at this point. But, she would constantly have drawings of, her and Sonic. And Sonic was more out of character. He was very possessive. He was very obsessive over Jane, and
Yeah.
not only that, he was very abusive to her. There were a lot of pictures where she was in a very, like, fearful position, and like Sonic was either going to molest or rape her.
Yeah. Oh my God. I remember seeing like photos of that, and I mean, I think because I was younger, I didn't remember at the time, but when you were doing research and I was doing research a little bit for this video. I was like just kind of reminiscing, looking at her older stuff,
Mhm.
and there were some photos of her character being like buck ass naked, and then Sonic would be like in the windowsill, just kind of giving like this really creepy stare. And I
Yeah,
think there was one also of like Sonic ripping her character's clothes off.
and there was also one that I saw of like Jane, excuse me, Jane being a fairy, like trapped inside of a glass jar, and Sonic
Yep.
looking at her creepily.
Yep, I remember that one.
That is, it's. I'm gonna be honest, it's very unnerving and very very uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah. And she also briefly shipped her character with ooh, excuse me, with Shadow,
Yes.
where it was like a throuple in a way.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it was
It's
just
since a lot of that drama kind of took place in the early 2010s, around 2013. Um, there have been times where Jane was pretty much slut shamed. The character was slut shamed, and I remember watching a video on Akai Dahlia, and basically the two people in the video, her they were calling her out because, like, sooner or later Jane, the artist, she made a comic between Jane, Sonic, and Shadow, basically consoling her, and they kind of called that a bit of Mary Sue behavior.
yeah, yeah. Or the one, I don't know if you saw this one, but have you seen the one where it's Shadow and Sonic pointing a gun at Amy?
No, I have not seen that.
Yeah, it's both of them. It's them protecting her, and then my boy Shadow said, "Yo, I'm gonna kill this little girl. Watch," and holds a gun.
Whoa! Whoa! Oh my god, I did not know that! Wow. But yeah, with that, the main criticism that Jane gets is that her character is too much of a Mary Sue. Many people have stated that she looks too much like Amy Rose. She doesn't really have much of a personality, and her personality flip-flops at the drop of a hat. Sometimes she's very innocent, sometimes she's very, like, stoic and a bit of a tsundere, and then other times she's very seductive. Like, it's a very topsy-turvy character. Like, there are just random changes in her personality.
Mm-hmm.
And, because of that, she wasn't one to take criticism very well. She was the type to insult people and, like, be very hostile towards them.
Or she would block them too. I was like, oh my god, girl, relax.
Yeah, and since she has a fan base, some of the fans were very quick to come to her defense about certain things. And, yeah, she also had a tendency to kind of, like, to blame, like, her, to kind of put it in a way, like, from, like, another Sonic fan from DeviantArt, like, they put it in this, and I quote, she lives in a little delusional fantasy world. She thinks her art is the best. She's this innocent victim who can do no wrong and can act however she pleases. Her art is good, but that doesn't counteract with the fact that her attitude is crap. Her OC is absolute crap. Her view bashing, hating of Sonato via hate art is just asking for trouble. Her warping of canon characters is fudged up. Her constant self-pity train is horse crap. She states that her personal life is equally the person stated that her personal life, Jane's personal life, is equally as messed up as her internet life, and she can't handle either of those things properly. And not only that, she apparently, allegedly, tended to ask for, like, romantic advice from her friends who were commonly minors.
Oh no.
Around from like the ages of like maybe in like pre-teens to like teens, I believe. I don't know exact ages, but that's what I kind of gathered.
I'm Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC. We're doing a story on how to catch a predator.
Oh, trust me, we're gonna get to a predator in a bit.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna get to a predator in a bit. Just hold on to your seatbelts for that. But yeah, that's mainly who Akai Dahlia is. She's just well known for creating this comic and also this OC that a lot of people love to hate, as well as either that could just give criticisms, like constructive criticism, in a way. So yeah, that's Jane for you.
Look, I'm about to get in real quick to about somebody who is like, if y'all thought Jane or Akai Dahlia was like, okay, she was obsessed with Sonic. That's great. You can be obsessed with the character. But here's the problem with that. If you don't know the difference between reality and
fiction,
fiction, thank you. Maybe you need some milk, sweetie. You know, like
no, they don't need milk. They need actual help.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant actual help. Like, there's a difference between... Okay, I'll use an example myself. I'm obsessed with Alucard from Castlevania, point blank, period. However, I don't... You won't see me taking pictures of myself holding an Alucard figurine and saying the most suggestive things about it. Not like, okay, so you've got folks who are like, oh my god, like I want him to crush me. Okay, that's a joke. We all know that. But there are people out there who genuinely will say these things and mean them. You know? So what I'm going to be talking about briefly is a website back in the 2000s known as Sonic Passion. So I have a quote from a website called Sonic Passion Archive, Sonic Online. And so they say, and I quote, "One such hilarious website is Sonic Passion, a forum for people who are into something called robophilia. Just what is robophilia, you ask? The preferred definition seems to be a sexual attraction or love for an artificially intelligent, human-like robot. So if you were attracted to Data from Star Trek, if you were to exist in real life, for example, that would be robophilia. The Sonic Passion forum members have misconstructed this word to mean a sexual attraction to, believe it or not video game characters," unquote. So this is considered tunophiles. So a lot of these people would go on the forum and they would confess to others their attractions. One being Sonic the Hedgehog. There was a man attracted to Shadow. Unfortunately, Cream the Rabbit.
Oh god, she's 5!
She's a whole child.
She is 5 years old!
Eggman was another one of them. I unfortunately had to see a screenshot of Eggman in a thong.
Oh. Oh no.
I'm Cream Hansen from Dateline Embassy.
Cream Hansen. That is also another thing I should draw.
This is how to catch a predator. Oh god, it was okay. So these people would confess online their most sickest fantasies. So minor mature warning, I believe, if you've gotten this far. There were things such as eating characters' vomit, having said character poop on you, acting out rape fantasies, fantasies involving kidnapping and torture and stuff where it was like, you need to stop.
Okay. Honestly, I thought that somebody saying, I want someone to step on me, I don't know. My mind is confuddled right now because I'm genuinely shocked.
Yeah. So there's a difference between being like, oof, that character's cute, I don't want you to step on me, and being like, I hope he actually steps on me. Like, it's a bit of a difference, my guy. Bit of a difference.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, so a lot of people on the site were actually very detesting of humans in reality. And when I mean humans, I mean also like not human characters. I mean real life people. You know, like there'd be people that would go on the site and be like, "Hey, why don't y'all just like go meet somebody with the personality that you're talking about?" But they would be like, "No, they aren't like my Sonic Poo or whatever." And so they were applying a lot of their own headcanons, which we mentioned in the first episode. Headcanons being what you perceive onto the character. They would label that or put that headcanon onto this character, and in their minds it was reality, period. Like that, no matter what, that was the reality of the situation. So the woman in charge was a woman named Alex Henriel, who she actually took her obsession a little too far, that she actually said she would put a bullet in her head for the blue boy. And
Whoa! Whoa
yeah.
there!
When I tell you, okay, I think out of not everybody that we have here, is one of the very extreme cases. She even claimed she'd lick his feet. This was also a site where, like, people would propose and marry or confess to their characters. And they would also post not safe for work art. There were actually, admins would distribute marriage certificates of the person being married to the character. This isn't it!
Oh!
When I mentioned some people were attracted to Cream the Rabbit?
Somebody married Cream the Rabbit, didn't they?
Oh, you bet your diddly darn ass they did.
Oh my god, why?
What's really funny is, this woman, Alex Henriel, would post pictures of herself nude with her Sonic plushie. She would also kind of gain the attention of others by claiming these things and even having pornographic content drawn of her. But get this. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this twist, y'all? She was actually the reason why the forum was shut down. Now, the reason why, she said it was because she detested Sonic the Hedgehog eventually. And of course, everyone was like, what's funny is, even when she was being a bit over the top, folks on the site were like, girl, you need to relax. Please. So her main reasoning was that she felt that her attraction had become a delusion and was a little too much. But a lot of people were coming to the conclusion when I was doing research that she might have just done it for attention, but ultimately it was shut down. And you know, it has been debated if it was, like I said, if the attraction was real or not. And she only wanted to do it for money and attention. And she might actually have a problem. But when researching this subject, it was kind of hard because it was like there were links that were broken or not up anymore.
Yeah.
Some of the information was dated, and I just like, this is some disturbing content, you guys.
Wait, so let me get this straight. Why would she? Well, I would see why she would want attention, but my mind kind of like went into a place for a second of like, how in the world was she gonna gain money from this?
I honestly, I'm not.
That's
sure.
That's the only thing, because she would give money, but she wouldn't gain money. But you know, that's just me. That kind of got me a little confused. I'm like, if it was like in the present times, like right now, where Patreon is a big thing, GoFundMe is a big thing, Venmo, PayPal, big things. If that were to be the case, then yeah, I can see how she would be able to get money. But since it was in such an early time, I can't picture that.
Yeah. Why don't we get on with the last one, Chloe?
Oh, the last one? Okay.
The one that the eggs and bacon, the gravy for your biscuits.
Yes. Okay, so we're going to move on to Paul Rhodes, aka Paul and Amy. Now he was one of the people involved in Sonic Passion around like the 2010s. He's a Sonic fan from the UK, and he mainly discussed his obsession with Amy Rose, hence Paul and Amy. And I was watching a video in which the dude was talking about how he was basically married to Amy. Paul was pretty much married to Amy. Who, by the way, some people have like like mistaken her age for being 12, 10, or 11. She's 12. That doesn't make it any better, but to clarify, she is 12 years old. There is like he has a Amy Rose plush, which Lord knows what he did to that plush. He has the plush he takes pictures with. He had several posters of Amy on his wall. He photoshopped pictures between him and Amy, like selfies and everything. And there were like with his plush, as I said before, he would make out with said plush and take pictures of that. And there was a video that he made when he had a YouTube channel. It got taken down by him eventually. But there was this YouTube channel called Anonymous Gallery, which had the video up, and he said in that video that he wasn't going to apologize for his behavior. And he admitted that he and his friend, who I pretty much believe he threw under the bus, were robot tunophiles, I guess? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but...
Tunophiles?
Like, it said robot tunophiles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he said that we know the concept of reality versus virtuality. I'm like, sure you do. Sure you do.
About that?
So, eventually, in 2012, he was convicted of raping minors.
Oh,
Four minors. And
oh no!
And get this. Here's the kicker. Here's the big kicker. They were from the ages 3 to 8 years old.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, and he basically was like, I don't remember the exact quote, but he kind of had that excuse like most rapists would of, I couldn't control myself. And clearly that was the case. And I understand the aspect of fiction, fiction isn't reality, but fictional characters, they can affect reality. And clearly his mind was very warped for him to do such a thing to these young girls. Thankfully, as I said before, he was convicted. I don't know how long his sentence is or was, or if he is even still sentenced. But if you look on his DeviantArt page, which is still up, there are just pictures of him from like the 2010s. You would see several comments dating as recent as 2018, basically bashing him for what he did, and calling him out on his behavior. And there were a lot of very people just saying very, not necessarily nasty things, but heckling in a way, just say you deserve to be in jail, you deserve to die.
He does.
But he most certainly does. He tarnished the lives of 4 children who are more than likely teenagers now, or if not teenagers, preteens.
Yeah.
Since this was 2012, it was 7 years ago.
Yeah.
These kids would be in at most 15.
Oh my God. Ah.
So yeah, that is probably like the worst that Sonic fans could get. But
That is one of the worst, yeah.
yeah, like you, like not to like put them in like a loophole, but like or put them just narrow them in a box. But this is like just the worst that it can go.
Yeah.
I don't want to know how farther it can get, and I hope this is the farthest that it has gone.
And not all fans are this crazy. I mean,
Exactly.
I'm not even close to crazy. And you've got fans like my pal Digi out there who are just in it for the sheer fun and enjoyment that Sonic the Hedgehog brings to the table.
Yes.
But then you have people such as, Alex Henriel, who unfortunately is ill and was given a platform
Yes.
to display that.
Yes. Exactly.
Wow, what have we just? That's so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very discomforting. To kind of like to lighten the mood, we should talk about this very very iconic thing known as Sonic shorts.
Oh yeah, real quick. Let's finish it up with some of that.
Yeah, to finish it off positively, the Sonic shorts were made by a group of animators from Newgrounds, and they called themselves the Sonic Paradox team, or now just Sonic Paradox. And the earliest video was in May of 2009, so the first video is 10 years old, and a lot of the Sonic shorts have amassed over 3 to 10 million views on YouTube, and it mainly consisted of 20-minute shorts. A lot of them were like it was fan made, like made by fan animators, um, and it was mainly like humorous, and it was mainly like very meta to the series. Eventually they created Sonic Seconds a few years later, which are very condensed compared to the Sonic shorts. They were 2 minutes instead of 20 minutes. And then they also had Sega shorts, which not didn't just cover Sonic; it covered all of the other Sega games, as hence the title. But to kind of like talk about Sonic shorts, what are some of the ones that you remember?
Oh God, I'm like, as you were talking about it, I think I remember the one where Shadow goes into the fridge to grab some eggs, and he like slams the door, and he's like, "You blue idiot! You ate all the eggs!"
Yes.
And Sonic's like, "Yeah, so what if I eat my egg? What are you gonna do? Break my arms?" And it cuts to Homeboy in the hospital with his arms broken, and Knuckles is like, "Shouldn't give him ideas."
You really shouldn't give him ideas.
And Knuckles punches his arm, and he's just like, "Oh!"
Yeah, I was thinking about that short a lot. One of my favorite shorts was by the same person, and it was when Sonic transformed into Hypersonic.
Yes.
And it caused, and since it's like flashing lights, it caused everybody it caused Shadow, Rouge, and Knuckles, to foam at the mouth and pass out. It was so funny. It was like super funny.
I'm trying to remember, there was another one where where I think Amy and Sonic were gonna make out or something. And Vector comes in and it's just like, oh God, what was it?
To get through tight spaces, press the circle button to slide. Oh my God, that was so iconic.
Oh man, I love Sonic shorts so much.
Yeah, I also remember there was this one with where I think Sonic, he fell off of his hoverboard, and Jet was making fun of him, and then, like, Sonic just runs backwards and flips him off as he passed.
Oh yeah, so you're supposed to be the fastest thing alive? What a joke! And he just like, he's like, I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, they're, man, they're so funny and so memorable.
I highly recommend y'all go out there and watch them. Just
Yeah,
watch.
they're all on YouTube. They re-uploaded a good chunk of them, so there's an HD version of each of them. I would also highly recommend you watch it. Like, it's a nice, light-hearted thing um, if you didn't enjoy the Sonic series, you would certainly enjoy the Sonic shorts. They're really funny.
Oh yeah.
So
But
yeah.
yeah, I think that concludes tonight's episode, or today's, depending on when y'all are viewing this.
Yes.
All right, thanks guys for tuning in to our episode of Catch 64, talking about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes. Sam.
And just to close out, thank you for listening, and thank you for joining your captains, Grizzly or Sumi.
And the CC nerd for Chloe.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.